Did you know there is an elusive and dangerous creature that dwells on both land and in the dark, deep lakes of ancient Ireland? It is of the fairy race and known as a waterhorse or lakehorse. But before you start thinking, "Oh, that sounds lovely," take a look at this. In Belhavel Lake there was a waterhorse, and at night he used to come out and eat grass in the surrounding fields. Many people saw him. One night Tommy Donahue, James Scanlon, and a man by the name of O'Curran were fishing at the lake on the shore nearest to the wood, and they saw a horse grazing on the other side. Well, he heard them talking and looked up, and as soon as he saw them, he jumped into the lake and came swimming towards them. Seeing this, the men ran into the wood and went up some trees. The waterhorse came into the wood and up to the very trees they were hiding in. He tried to get up to them, but he couldn't. He waited there until it got bright, and then he went into the lake again. 3 grown men from County Leitrim there who were so terrified of this waterhorse that they fled into the woods and clambered up trees for to escape it. Make no mistake, that waterhorse was by no means an apparition. There have been plenty of encounters with waterhorses in lakes all over Ireland. In this tale, also from County Leitrim, we are given a hint as to the appearance of a waterhorse. Thomas McGurl was going to Drumshambo when he saw a waterhorse on the lime kiln bank of Loch Allen at Blackrock. When Thomas spoke, the horse raised its head from the grass and the mane stood up like the fins on a fish. Anger flashed in its eyes, and it sprang out from the rock and into the deep part of the lake, and there it disappeared. So, what kind of creature are we looking at here? One which can live in deep water and walk up on land to graze. It was given the name waterhorse because its appearance resembles that of a horse, but let's keep an open mind about what it is capable of, and how it might differ from traditional horses in terms of anatomy and temperament. The account we just saw tells us that it had a mane, which is fine, very horse-like, but this mane stood upright like the fins of a fish. The notion of such a creature might seem like science fiction to us, but I don't doubt the sincerity, the eyesight, or indeed the hearing of those people who have shared their sighting or encounter. I'd love to know what you think. Well, let me take you now to Sligo. There was a strange animal seen in Ballinacaro Lake. It had the shape of a horse, and it was seen among the reeds one evening when some people were out fishing. It was of a dark brown colour, and when it saw the fishermen, it let out a roar and jumped into the lake. It's believed that it was a waterhorse. Many accounts of waterhorses suggest that they are territorial and aggressive. There is a sense that a waterhorse feels some sort of ownership or responsibility for a particular lake, and this can lead to dangerous encounters, like this one which occurred in County Galway. There was a woman rowing a boat on Carthan Lake. A man was standing on the bank, and he saw the head of a horse appearing over the water. This monster looked directly at the man, and the man shouted at the woman to row quickly out of the lake. She looked back and saw this monster, but he had seen her first and was following her. She managed to land on the shore first, and the Lakehorse disappeared again below the water. Waterhorses are not one-dimensional creatures, hell-bent on driving humans away from their lake at every opportunity. Like all fairy folk, their behaviour is driven by many factors, including their own complex personality. There are many accounts of a waterhorse being captured by a human and willingly going on to do work for them, using their physical strength to undertake heavy labour, just as an ordinary horse would. So, if a person is in mind to risk throwing a harness over a waterhorse, they just might get some help around the farm, at least for a while. 'Tis said long ago there lived a waterhorse in Glencar Lake. He often used to come up and graze on the shore. This one evening, when the sun was going down, the waterhorse came up to eat the grass on the shore. A man was coming with his horse to the lake for a drink. The man saw the horse and knew he was a waterhorse. He gave his own horse a drink, then, linking the two horses by the leads, led them away with him. This strange horse stayed with the man for a long time. Then one evening the man brought the two horses to the lake for a drink. But when the waterhorse saw the lake, he made a plunge for it. The man kept a tight hold on the reins, so the waterhorse jumped on top of the man and killed him dead. The waterhorse was never seen after. Waterhorses, like many other fairies, are powerful and unpredictable. It's a risky business, taking on a waterhorse. Sure, it would be tempting for someone who needed a hand or a hoof for a singular task, just to get some help and then set the waterhorse free. You couldn't blame a farmer for that. But, as so often happens with fairy folk, most all interactions don't go to plan or end well. In a meadow beside Loch Sheen, waterhorses came up from the lake and made that portion of the meadow a favourite for grazing on. A reliable story is told of a waterhorse that was captured in that meadow. He was a small size, jet black, and close silky hair on him. The man who captured him put a bridle on him, traced him to a harrow, and worked with him until he had all his oats sown. He brought him back to the same place and took the bridle off him. The animal seemed tired and unwilling to walk, so the man struck him with the bridle to urge him on, but the waterhorse turned around and caught a firm grip of the man with his teeth, dragging him into the lake and killing him. I wonder if the days of angry, territorial waterhorses stalking people in lakes are over. Have they admitted defeat, succumbed to human urban sprawl and gone elsewhere? Or are they seen every day, looking like an ordinary horse, quietly grazing and minding their own business, drawing no attention to themselves? Do you think they still lurk in the deep lakes of Ireland? In remote, quiet bodies of water, rarely disturbed by people, where they've withdrawn to live in freedom and peace? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to send a big-hearted thanks to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, and also to those who leave comments. I may not always be able to reply, but I absolutely love reading your comments, especially those who share their own experiences and insights with us and chat amongst yourselves. You know who you are. I love it, so please keep them coming. Until next time, stay curious and be kind. Cheerio!